2 months after a very traumatic Halloween special, Pomni and crew arrive in a laid-back capitalist adventure in the world of food service. I wanted to analyze this episode because due to Gangle being the manager of this place, we see her anxiety and the feelings of her lacking purpose come full circle after being given this much responsibility. How did she end up handling all this? Let's talk about it. A month late. My bad. Welcome back to another Click Joint, series where videos too long to be YouTube short, but too short to be a full-length video. Let's talk about the episode. Ragatha tries to show Gangle how to swing a baseball, and as Jax hits it with his bat, he accidentally knocks Gangle's mask off. Then Zubul introduces her to a new happier mask that she could use, because surely a mask that tries to force a happy emotion onto somebody with raging self-esteem issues definitely won't have any consequences, right? Kane then comes in and assigns an adventure to Gangle's liking, which has her running a fast food restaurant called Spuzzy's. Apparently she had a job as a manager in the past, so that's why she's initially taken interest in this adventure. Going from being haunted by an angel in the last episode to being haunted by the ills of late-stage capitalism through the world of food service is a crazy switch up, but still scary nonetheless. They almost got assigned another spooky haunted adventure like the one before instead, until Pomni immediately came in and shut that shit down.
Today's adventure is The Curse of the Violent Psychopath Butcher! That's right, scary human meat is all over the walls, and boy is it smelly! It's up to you to-
Can we, chill with the horror, please?
Anyways, the adventure just begins. Jax is already on bullshit, throwing Ragatha into the deep fryer and making her sound like a Splatoon character.
It looks like I've taken Ragatha and dropped her in the deep fryer.
This gives Gangle her first objective as a manager. Get these goofy ass niggas in check so she can get her check. Well, wait a second, is she even getting paid for this? I didn't hear Kane bring up a salary for this adventure, not once. This is my third viewing of the episode too, so I'm positive she just did free labor and had an emotional crisis, which we'll get into later, all in one go. And no wonder she became a D1 crash out. Shit, I would too. Anyway, Gangle calls Kane to come up with a punishment for her employees anytime they try to pull something dumb, i.e. what Jax did just now, with turning Ragatha into a damn inkling.
Why would you do this?
It's called a manic episode, and you're getting 3 more seasons!
That might be the craziest IG caption I've ever heard. We know how Ragatha was there for Gangle earlier in the episode, despite how anxious she is and how fragile her mask is, which is most likely a direct representation of her own emotional stability. She doesn't treat her any different and genuinely tries to have a good time, till this long-eared flying purple people eater ass nigga ruined it for everybody. After getting some stupid sauce, the literal name of the sauce by the way, in her eye on accident when trying to fulfill a customer's order, she basically becomes drunk. As Ragatha becomes drunk, she sees a vision of a frightening version of Gangle's mask, almost like a representation of the stressful emotions Gangle feels as she wears the happy mask, which not only affects her ability to do her job, but also removes her filter and lets her say anything that comes to mind, no matter how odd or harsh it might sound. Unfortunately, the latter will happen later in the episode and kind of cause a huge mess. By the way, the color of the sauce is purple and made Ragatha drowsy and out of mind. Is this shit basically lean, my nigga? Are they putting codeine in niggas' burgers, bro? This is crazy.
Oh, wait, I forgot to ask for a kid's meal toy.
You're not a kid.
Oh, yeah. An adult toy, then.
Don't know about that one, mate.
Adult toy? Nigga, this is a restaurant, not the Adam and Eve store. Don't ask how I know what that is, by the way. Pomni runs into Gummy Goo, who has no recollection of her since he probably had his memory wiped to the events from the second episode to prevent him from escaping his homeworld again, which is some diabolical work from Kane theoretically, but at the same time I can see why he would do that. When Gangle gets word of this from drunk Ragatha in a scene that probably had both Pomni x Ragatha and Pomni x Gummy shippers rejoicing.
Huh? Oh, she's flirting with the gummy guy, because she'd rather be with an NPC than with us or something. I wish someone would flirt with me.
Gangle puts Pomni in check and tells her ass to lock in. She then tells Jax to clean the bathroom, but he refuses. If he can barely take Kane seriously, there's no way he's gonna treat Gangle any different. But that doesn't matter because Gangle forces him into watching a training video. I have questions about these hands that drag him into the room. Like, are these the hands of the players that control the game in universe? Like, what's going on here?
But before we get into all that, first things first. Are you smiling?
No.
Why not?
Wait.
Let's be honest, this probably isn't even a recording, because how did she hear that nigga? Also, this is the second time this nigga Jax has been tied up or held captive in a way like that. Our 34 fan artists have probably been going crazy after these last couple episodes, I'm sure. Anyway, Gangle tries to get Ragatha to lock in, but we know how far gone that girl is at this point. That shit is not happening. But remember how I said her lack of filter in this state of mind would cause her to say something harsh? Well, here it is. This is the moment that causes Gangle to question everything.
No offense, but you're kind of annoying when you have your happy mask. Wait, does that mean to say?
Having a plastic mask that forces a happy emotion did nothing but make her more anxious than she was before. I theorized that maybe the first time she was a manager long ago was one of the last times she felt like she had purpose. Maybe a traumatic event happened after she got her job, or maybe her anxiety was amplified through the job from mistakes she made, and having that same job again this time around would help her make up for past mistakes. She doesn't specify if this job was from a past adventure or during her normal life before she was brung into the circus, which I think might be the more likely option, but it seems like at some point it gave her some sense of security in the past and she wanted to revisit that, only to create more issues in the process. Gangle steps out of the restaurant for a second to let out her frustration, only for Pomni to accidentally see all this happen, which means she has to play therapist for the third time. Now, I'm curious when she'll get tired of this. Anyway, while all this is happening, Gangle reveals that she doesn't know if Ragatha's friendship with her is completely genuine. I'm thinking this is because of what Drunk Ragatha said earlier, since it kind of sounds like something she wouldn't say fully sober, since she's like the most down-to-earth person in the main cast and wouldn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. At least that's what I assume. We know the real reason Ragatha said what she said earlier was because of the visions she saw, but obviously Gangle doesn't know that. Instead of continuing this talk and getting to the bottom of the issue, Gangle decides to go back inside and get back to work. Pomni decides to close for the night, that way Gangle doesn't have to do it, since she's aware of the amount of things Gangle is battling with right now. After this, Gangle looks at the stars in this beautiful shot right here, easily my favorite in the show. Might use it as a wallpaper, not even kidding. She takes her mask off, Tyler the Creator style.
Really, nigga?
It's been 3 months since my last video. Let me get at least one bad joke off. Unfortunately, she accidentally steps into the road and gets hit. This basically ends the adventure, and Kane gives her a B+ on her evaluation as a manager. Hey, I mean, a paycheck would be nice after all this physical and emotional labor, but fuck it. When they get back to the circus, Gangle vents to Zubul about how she feels like nobody wants to talk to her anymore after the events of the adventure that just took place, while drawing this dope ass art in her sketchbook. She's a cartoon character and draws better than I do, which really isn't that hard if I'm being real. Zubul reassures her that things will be okay. Just because this one mask didn't work doesn't mean she can't find comfort within herself in another way. This whole time, Gangle's been trying to find comfort within her own identity through escaping herself within things that are outside of her. A job and a plastic mask, two non-internal things that only hurt her more because of the weight she gave to them. Dealing with anxiety can be hard, but when you work from within instead of looking for solutions elsewhere, that's where you make the most progress. My bad for being gone for so long. We was too busy thinking about life and binging black sitcoms from the 90s to upload a damn video. Living single got me in a chokehold right now, not gonna lie. But getting a new gaming laptop recently inspired me to get back into the game and make another banger for y'all. I don't gotta edit on my phone no more. Ain't that crazy? Be sure to follow my IG or Blue Sky for updates on videos like these at Genius the Great. And make sure to check out my previous Digital Circus videos, link in the description. This has been a quick joint, and until next time, I'm out this mug.